This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
The cat is out of the bag. DMDK signals it will contest the upcoming assembly polls with the AIA-DMK.
They have to come together in case to meet the DMK's strength.
But the big question everyone's asking, will this mega alliance of two big names stop the DMK from coming back to power?
At the time of elections, of course, they think they can bribe the voters and can again come to power.
Amma takes on Alagiri, says he was distributing Horlicks sachets stolen by his men in Madurai. Woman constable detained earlier, now arrested for alleged murder of her lover. And NDTV Hindu's consumer special, the price to pay for medical negligence. Hospital ordered to pay over 60,000 rupees to a patient. And Sachin Tendulkar scores his career's fifth double century, a scintillating knock. Raina shines too with his maiden century. Well, we'll bring you all that and much more. Before that, let's have a look at what's making headlines across India. After Amit Shah, will the CBI now question Narendra Modi as well? NDTV accesses an internal CBI report on the Sohrabuddin case. And this is the way Shiv Sena protests against the import of milk powder into the state, wasting lakhs and lakhs of liters of milk. The British Prime Minister tells NDTV Pakistan needs to do more to curb terror originating from its soil.
And we need to work with the Pakistan government to make sure that we close down all of the terrorism that exists from Pakistan. That is very clear that we do that.
A united opposition again takes on the government on price rise. The BJP goes to the president, in fact, with the lakh signatures.
ये रणनीति है, सब रणनीति है। संसद से सड़क से संसद तक उन्हें तो है अपना हक देने का। आप समय दें, अच्छा नहीं देंगे तो अपना और तरीका अपनाएंगे।
Well, it can't get clearer than this. The DMDK, in fact, today, Vijay Kant's right-hand man told NDTV Hindu that his party and his leader are very much keen to align with Jayalalitha in the upcoming polls in the state, the assembly polls in the state. Now, that obviously has had both camps excited, especially since Jaya had made overtures not long back in her mega rally in Coimbatore. Take a look at this report, an exclusive report by NDTV Hindu's Peer Mohammed.
In the strongest ever indication so far, actor Vijay Kant's top aide Bhanruti Ramachandran has said there is growing consensus between his DMDK and Jayalalitha's AIA-DMK on facing state elections next year together as allies. His comments came in an exclusive interview to NDTV Hindu.
There is a feeling from among the rank and file of both ADMK and DMDK that they have to come together in case to meet the DMK's strength in the ensuing assembly elections.
It appears that Jayalalitha's political forecast some weeks ago is coming true. The communist parties and political writers in the state have also said an electoral pact between the AIA-DMK and the DMDK will form a strategic role that is necessary to challenge the financial might of the governing DMK in elections.
So as things stand, as I told you, we are not averse to any alliance. We have been so far contesting on our party strength alone. Now that we have come to a certain stage of growth, we think that perhaps we need a credible alternative to the present DMK government in the ensuing assembly elections.
The DMDK's latest signal is expected to alter the political balance in Tamil Nadu, which could also influence undecided groups to back Jayalalitha's opposition alliance.
For the first time, Vijay Kant's DMDK has confirmed that they would like to join hands with the AIA-DMK. The political landscape in Tamil Nadu will never be the same again. In Chennai, Peer Mohammed, NDTV Hindu.
Well, and our executive editor Sanjay Pinto earlier joined us to shed more light and analyze the trends that will emerge out of this potential alliance. Take a look.
Well, the person who would actually really have to play Taylor in this case, not the political pundits, not you and me, but it has to be Amma herself, ensconced in Post Garden. she had indicated that this was coming. We all knew that this was coming. We still don't know whether it's coming for sure because, of course, Panruti Ramachandran is known to be the conscience keeper and a trusted lieutenant of Captain Vijaykanth, and he's virtually his advisor, political advisor. So obviously he knows what he's talking about. And we are told that this has been in the pipeline for quite some time now. This is the first indication that NDTV Hindu has got, thanks to Peer Mohammed in that exclusive interview with Panruti Ramachandran. But what will this do actually to the alliance? We do know for a fact that the DMDK virtually came a cropper the last time, just one seat, the sole seat of Vijaykanth himself. And they do, the days of solitary reapers, the days of sole providers in politics are over. Even the two Dravidian juggernauts have realized that they need to cobble together that formidable alliance. So it all boils down to numbers. And we have seen in the past that the DMDK is better off on the side of the AIADMK led alliance because the DMDK has in the past actually eaten into the DMK's vote share. So they have actually split the DMK vote. So if Amma manages to cobble together an alliance, of course she already has the left, she's got in fact the MDMK on her side. PMK, of course, once the DMDK goes to Amma's side, it's very, very, very remote, almost impossible that Ramdas would share the days with Vijaykanth. So then it's almost, other things will fit into place. It's almost like a jigsaw puzzle that could then slowly fit into place.
But how do you see this entire political landscape in Tamil Nadu, especially given the fact that in a few months the campaigning pitch is going to reach high, political parties are going to stream out throughout the state to consolidate their voter base and in fact win over more. How do you see the political landscape changing with such a move? With respect to both the PMK, DMK alliance, if that might be in the offing, and this overture that was visible today?
All right, alliance alone, the doctrine of alliance alone will not happen at all because Vijaykanth is now going to go on her side. Vijaykanth has a vote share of, in fact, it's been steadily climbing. It's got a vote share of close to 10% in Tamil Nadu. So certainly it will definitely dent the chances of the DMK getting, perhaps an easy, comfortable majority. It will give the DMK a real run for its money. All along, Jayalalitha has been taunting the DMK, calling it a minority government. On the one hand, they have to face these taunts from the opposition. On the other hand, the DMK has had to sort of contend with those, demands, those noises about power sharing from the Congress. So therefore, I think the DMK this time will have to really wait and watch, and I think they will perhaps at some stage get the PMK on board.
Meanwhile, Jayalalitha, it seems, is leaving no issue out of her consideration set. The AIADMK General Secretary has released a statement today stating that the CBI should inquire into the theft of over 9,000 Horlicks bottles near Madurai, as there is suspicion that DMK Minister M.K. Alagiri's men might be involved in the incident. Jaya pointed out that the police refused to register a complaint on the theft of Horlicks bottles from a godown near Madurai. She said the police registered a complaint only after the affected businessmen approached the Madras High Court. Jaya also pointed out that Union Minister M.K. Alagiri distributed free bottles to over 8,700 people at a function held on July 18th in her very own Andipatti constituency. And also we were joined by our executive editor Sanjay Pinto to analyze these statements by Jaya.
A storm in a Horlicks cup without sugar here in this case. But Manish, this goes back to 25th of January 1989. That's when the seeds of that's the genesis of this whole bitterness, where the seeds were sown. When Jayalalitha was attacked inside the assembly, and she swore that she would never attend the assembly until she comes back to power, and she did that. Which is why every time one party is voted to power, the other, in fact, except for barring a few occasions, religiously boycott the assembly. They just go there to sign. Maybe for important debates, yes, they do show up, but otherwise, virtually they boycott the assembly. But this is unparalleled in the country. Look at even the United States of America. Even after that bitter campaign between Obama and Sarah Palin and McCain, and that comment about lipstick on a pig, they were gracious in acknowledging defeat and congratulating the other. In India, Manmohan Singh was called the weakest prime minister by L.K. Advani. But after the election, despite that barb, he congratulated Manmohan Singh. Lalu Prasad Yadav and Ramvilas Paswan attend the wedding receptions of their family members, each other's family members. In fact, Chandrababu Naidu went and condoled the death of YSR in that copter crash. It's only in Tamil Nadu that there's this bitter rivalry here. And it makes us political reporters often feel like war journalists. I call this the J&K crossfire in Tamil Nadu. the Jayalalitha Karunanidhi crossfire here in Tamil Nadu. And it's really sad because I don't see these parties ever seeing eye to eye ever again. And also, just to tell you, Manish, I remember good old, a few years ago covering the swearing-in ceremony of Ms. Jayalalitha, the earlier occasion, and one really thought, one first got an inkling that they could actually bury all that bitterness when M.K. Stalin, along with Anbaragan, then went and attended that swearing-in ceremony. And I vividly remember that picture of Amma walking out and doing a namaste, doing a vanakkam to both of them, which they reciprocated. But that was short-lived because in the very next day, in fact the same evening, the DMK released a statement saying that the leader of the opposition, Anbaragan, wasn't given his pride of place, wasn't given a proper seat, and after that you had the arrests and all that. So I don't think these parties will ever see eye to eye. I don't think they'll ever maintain that basic cordiality between parties in the political spectrum as we witness in North India. But this is only going to get worse. It's going to be a very, very bitterly fought election.
Moving on to some national news now. After former Gujarat Minister Amit Shah, it could be his mentor, Chief Minister Narendra Modi, who is going to be questioned on the murder of Sohrabuddin Sheikh and his wife Kasurbi. In fact, as well, there have been several attempts which have been made to scuttle the investigation. This is according to the CBI. The CBI wants to know if Modi was aware of the collusion between top police officials and Mr. Modi's Minister of State for Home, Amit Shah.
All these cases are sham, and they are nothing but a political revenge. Everyone knows what had really happened. Everyone knows that Sohrabuddin was a dreaded terrorist and anti-national person. This government, eyeing the Bihar and UP elections, trying to have a minority appeasement policy and using CBI to intimidate the patriotic people of the country.
Well, time now to take a look at all that's making news across India. This is your 60-second news capsule of what's making headlines across the country. Take a look.
Gujarat's first woman IPS officer has been summoned by the CBI for putting together the missing links in the Sohrabuddin encounter case. Jury is expected to provide valuable clues, especially since she was dealt with a heavy hand by the Narendra Modi government. The opposition today stuck to its guns, demanding an adjournment motion against the UPA government. The House was adjourned after repeated disruptions by the opposition, including the BJP, RJD and the left parties. India's internal security head U Bansal today said that BlackBerry services will not be banned in India anytime soon. This after research in motion, the manufacturers of BlackBerry assured the government of complying with India's security norms. The fourth season of Kaun Banega Crorepati will be aired on October 11. That happens to be the birthday of superstar Amitabh Bachchan. The channel which will air the super hit show has confirmed that Big B will be making a comeback on his birthday.
Well, the nation's going to be looking to that comeback from the Big B. Time for us to slip into a short break. Up on the other side, Shiv Sena drains lakhs of liters of milk to protest against the import of milk powder. And Sachin Tendulkar scores a scintillating double ton to save India's face in the second test.